A while ago, we made a video called Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Will it suck?
Will it suck?
Well, aspects of it fucking did.
Yeah.
And other fucking aspects were fucking awesome. I mean, let's face it, it was very mind-blowing to see how they brought in the old characters like Han Solo and Princess Leia. I think they actually did a great job. I was a little worried on how that story arc would kind of fit into this.
Han was in it way more than I thought he would be.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was actually... The only character that I was surprised was in it so little is obviously Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
That was played up to seem like it would have a much bigger role, and it didn't. Obviously, it will going forward by the looks of it. But I mean, overall, I thought they played true to pretty well to the original Star Wars.
It played too true. The whole movie relied on nostalgia. If you didn't like or didn't care about Episode 4, then you don't care about this movie. Because 90% of this movie is just copying the format of Episode 4.
That would be my biggest knock on the film is it seems to be with the original 3 movies that came out, and then you bring in this one that happens fucking 25 years later, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it seem like from that point on, every movie ends with a giant fucking cannon that fucking just blows up shit?
The
and
new
then
Death
gets blown
Star,
up.
can you come up with something more original? It's a Death Star, but it's bigger.
Yeah, we're going to build a Death Star, then it's going to get blown up. Then we're going to spend 2 movies building a second Death Star, and that's going to get blown up. And then the film that will timeline-wise take place after it, we're going to have a fucking super Death Star, which is a Death Star in a planet, and they're fucking...
If the Death Star can already blow up a planet, why do you need a super large Death Star?
Yeah, what? We'll make it bigger, and suddenly it can't blow up, which it does blow up.
And the villain,
Spoiler alert.
Kylo Ren, he was really cool for half the movie. Before he took his mask off, he was awesome.
Yeah.
I understand he was a little too similar to Vader, and they wanted to give him some personification. And a lot of people who have defended him have said, well, he's interesting because he's not fully developed. He's still becoming the villain. He's still developing, and it's cool to see that. No. The villain needs to be threatening. Someone who is in charge of destroying planets should be threatening, not some whiny bitch who can't handle his emotions and who puts himself in bad tactical situations. I understand that his power is not fully developed, but he is making decisions that are putting him in jeopardy because he's stupid. Why? Like, come on.
And you would not be making those decisions if he was in that position, because the amount of power that he has, if he could not make good decisions, they wouldn't let him have that kind of power. There's someone above him that they reference, and that person would not unleash him if he could not make basic decisions.
And again, I understand that this is a series and there will be more movies, but how can you introduce a villain above Kylo Ren? We don't know anything about him. We don't know if he is big in a hologram or actually big. We know nothing about that villain. So No, seriously.
I don't know how big he is in real life.
I need to know if he's a human or a weird mutant.
Is he a giant human or just a giant hologram?
Wait, I don't like where this is going because we just got away from the point that we should be arguing. First off, I have no idea how fucking big he is, and by the looks of him, he looks like he should be tiny.
I just feel like...
No, I just feel like we need to go back to friggin' this Darth Vader wannabe who pulls off his fucking helmet, and the only thing you see is that fucking douchebag who wrote that shitty song, "Why you gotta be so rude? I'm only human too."
He is a shit villain.
Like, he looks like that same asshole who would sing that song, which that song pisses me off because who the fuck asks a dad for permission to marry his fucking daughter and then acts like a fucking asshole saying you're rude for saying no? Like, why the fuck did you ask? You left yourself open for that answer.
I also don't like... I liked Finn. I think Finn was a great idea. A dropped out, like, defecting stormtrooper. There was a lot
that actually turned out to be a great idea.
I think they too quickly kind of forgot about his past. We could have learned a lot about the culture of being a stormtrooper and what it's like to be part of the Empire.
Yeah,
And
they piece
we
it
forget
together.
about that.
They piece it
do.
together a little bit, like halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
But it does leave a lot to be desired.
And I think Rey is too good at everything she tries.
Oh my god.
She's
You're telling me
unrealistically
the
great
girl
at everything.
in her first scene in the movie is just sitting on a sand dune, just going like chewing like a barbarian from like fucking 1300s on a piece of fucking dehydrated bread and can't even close her mouth, is suddenly at the end of the movie just going, lightsaber, turn on.
And then,
Like,
and she can fix everything in the ship she's never seen before.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
like no problem.
Yeah, because this girl's freaking
Yeah.
going to the Votech in between scenes.
I understand she has the Force, but even Luke was not that good right off the bat. He had to train for quite a while to become competent. And to, one more thing about The Force Awakens. I know that Star Wars has this diehard fan base. Try to think about The Force Awakens as a standalone movie. Try to forget about Episode 4 and all the throwbacks and references they make to it. And think about it. Is this really that great of a movie?
Well,
Is it even better than Episode 3?
If you take away the girl who plays Rey and the fucking Darth Vader wannabe, because
the two biggest parts of the movie, the villain and the main character.
But if you take away the actors, because really, like, the Darth Vader wannabe, it's his face that fucking pulls away from him.
Yeah.
Overall, his acting isn't bad. It's just his
No.
face is wrong.
I don't like how the face is, and I don't like how he's written.
And I don't mind. Well, I do kind of have a problem with him. He's a whiny bitch. Because when you think about it, all the characters, the villains have a regular theme because they're Siths. They come from backgrounds of pain and suffering, which creates anger and greed. What the fuck does this kid have to be mad about? He's got a fucking princess for a fucking mother, so the kid's fucking royalty, so he didn't want for shit.
Yeah, so what?
His
Yeah.
fucking dad's a badass.
They sent him off to Luke, and Luke is a terrible mentor, apparently.
Luke is the at the time of his father dying and the Emperor dying, is now the most fucking powerful dude in the fucking world. And he's just like, I'm going to teach you how to be like me. I'm going to give you already have money, and I'm going to give you power. And this kid's just like, I fucking hate you, Dad. I hate you, Uncle. And fuck you, Mom. And I'm going to kill my dad because my life is too fucking good.
Yeah, and Luke isn't even the most powerful because they made up this character we know nothing about. Who's
but
powerful.
In theory, at the end of
The war.
Yeah, he's the most powerful, theoretically.
At the grand scheme of things, if you can put nostalgia aside, I don't think that movie is higher than like 6 out of 10. It was entertaining, but was it good? It was meh.
I think
It
you're
was
actually better off looking at it as a standalone film because it's the redundancy of some of the old plot lines that really start to diffuse it.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's as good as most people think it was.
Don't get me wrong, as a movie, as itself, it is good. I enjoyed watching it.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, but it was not what it should have been.
Yeah.
There's too much potential there. There's too much of a legacy for them to have fallen that short.
So we could title it Star Wars was meh.
So, no. Well, I'm thinking we kind of go with, Star Wars. Will it suck? / kinda did.
Kinda. All right, that's it. Thanks for coming. Hit that subscribe button. Hopefully this green screen worked. Okay, thanks. Bye. The thing about Episode 5 is that is the film that a lot of people consider to be the best
Well, when you look at it in the
of the
sense
Star Wars.
of the original 3 story arc,
Yeah.
that movie's